video, we need a dog.
Okay.
I don't either. All right, so this is a unidentified mac that I dug up from my yard because I'm texting with Colleen. Do you have any macs in your yard? I'm texting with Katie, who runs the gardens here more for LSG. Colleen's in charge, but Katie's sort of second to her. Does Colleen have any macs? I don't think so. So here's the mac. I dug it up. This is a very young one, so there's not a lot of business in the middle. If you have an old one, you can do like this, and like I said, it'll go snap, crackle, and pop.
Yeah.
This one looks dead, but it's not doing what I thought it might do, so I'm gonna leave it, right? But this one fell right off. That one did too. So you can just use your hand. It does not. Yeah, the first gardener that I worked for said, "Oh, you must never snap off a dead branch. You must cut it off." And then I talked to a certified arborist, and he's like, "It's dead."
It's not going to care.
It's okay. This doesn't have a great shape. It's leaning this way. So flower, flower, flower. Too bad.
You're in charge.
Yeah, I'm in charge, exactly. This little skinny thing, I don't know if it's dead or alive, but it would never support a flower, so it's going. Who knows what that's about? I guess, I don't know. And then, okay, so this is one again, and I'm bending it. Well, I don't need to look at that. Where do I prune this back to? Now, the next thing that I see is here, but I'll go here just in case.
One develops.
In case one develops, and I see no green there. So if you're like, oh, I know I have to go there, fine, but you might just want to wait till April when you have to go back and look at it again.
Stick beyond.
Exactly. Yeah. This I know it's never going to do anybody any good. This one won't either, so we'll go right before the node. This one, same thing. It's dead. That one, I think we said we'd wait. Oh, now this is very busy. And these little tiny ones, I'm like, okay.
That's a crazy.
Yeah, it's a well, it's not bad for the shape of the whole thing, but I know that this, and this will never take a flower. So if you're in a hurry, you can just say, bye-bye the whole thing. Or if you're like, well, this is a new plant, and it's in an important spot, and I want it to be good, and so you can take a little time on it. It just depends on what you want to do. The end of this was definitely a flower. Hi, Trigger. So I think we're kind of done with this until April, and then we'll see what actually happens. Come here, sweetie. I'm glad there's a dog.
I said, if it's a Leslie video, it has to have a dog.
It has to have a dog. Oh my gosh, Donna, Ernest, Chloe was so cute yesterday. So that's the Mac, and let's go talk about the other two types over here. Alive that I prune on this, what am I taking away?
The flowers.
Yeah, a potential flower. And yet, this is a really, Oakleaf is, I think, out of all the hydrangeas, except for maybe the climbing, guess what? Off with your head! Off with your head! Is a real four-season plant. Those fresh green leaves in the spring, the smell of the flowers in the summer, the cool shape in the fall of the spent flowers, and then this beautiful bark. I mean, this is like a river birch in a miniature form. And so it is not quite as beautiful when it's looking so crowded. So if you wanted to look at something a bit more beautiful over the winter, you could prune it in December. And then, you know, so yes, you're getting rid of some flowers, but we would never see a flower down here. We're never gonna see this. This is a bit crowded, and for some reason, maybe Colleen tried to hoist it up before it has a piece of it. It'll be strangled by that bit of twisty tie.
I tried to hoist the whole thing.
Yeah, you probably did. This is just crowded and it's gonna flop. So I'm gonna go here, and here, and here, and here. We want a nice shape. We don't want any interior growth. This is growing in the wrong direction. Sorry, dude. I mean, nobody's ever gonna see this, right? Little skinny guys down here.
Those little sucklers.
So take those.
Yeah.
So does it do water, what you would call water sprout?
Yeah, you would call it a water sprout on a tree. I guess you would on a shrub too. This is not an agreeable
So is that a
shape
crazy?
to me. That's a crazy, exactly. And then this is crazy. No one's ever gonna see that.
The indecision there for a minute.
Indecision, yeah, you definitely, it's a thinking thing.
It's so hard.
I feel bad because we do charge by the hour, and sometimes you have to step back, step forward, and really think about it, but that is the better thing. Yeah. What would you guys do about these?
I'd take that out.
Yep.
The little one out.
Me too. Here's a little guy that needs to go. And remember, if it's a healthy plant, and these are, you're gonna get, I don't see them now, but you're probably gonna get some stuff growing even from the bottom. But you do want these nice strong ones because they have the best support of the flowers. Okay, so now I'm thinking,
Yeah,
I
too
would
skinny.
take those out.
yeah, I would too.
I mean, based on what
I'm
happened last year,
aggressive when I'm pregnant.
there's some better
For you to
specimens
get
of the
away.
oak leaf in that oak garden. Where
Okay.
where the bloom stayed on. I actually think we had a pretty big deer situation while I was gone for 2 weeks over the holidays.
We were coming to spray and it didn't work. Tell me about these guys.
I think there are too many.
Yeah,
of
they're
them
crossing.
in
Gotta
place.
go.
So something's
They're
got to go.
crossing, so what would you take?
I'd
What's
go.
I'd get the skinniest one myself.
In the back, can you see it, Leslie? That one?
Oh, this guy here toward me.
No.
So 1, 2, or 3 should go.
Three.
3?
So what do you think?
Well, 3 is interior. This one's got, but this one's still going to cross here. I'm going to go like that. And I'm just looking, do we have a lot of, yeah, I'm going to wait on that one. Okay. Now, this is a little silly. That's a little silly, and that's a little silly.
Where do you cut the silly ones?
Exactly. Do you go labor intensive and keep the size? Or do you just kind of go?
Okay, because I was gonna say, wouldn't that, if that really did have 6 blooms on it, wasn't it gonna fall down anyway?
Exactly. Good point.
When this
Yeah,
starts to bloom,
the
you need
skinny
to send a
ones.
picture to us so we can see
Yeah.
if you have any.
I like the shape now.
The
I like the
shape's
shape
good.
now.
I'm willing to
This
sacrifice
picture
this
is
because it
great.
really was difficult.
I know, we
I
gotta go
literally
here.
was in there with like string trying to.
And they start growing this way.
I
so
mean, you
tangled
have
up.
to sacrifice some blooms a couple of years to get it in the shape you
Often
want
I
it to
find you can take
Think
out
I'm done?
much more than
Do you think I'm done?
What do you think about the one that's pointing at us?
This one here?
Yeah, I mean, the bark is cool, but
Yeah.
are we gonna leave it? Knowing that
It's a
there's
little dead, little hollow.
I think this one might grow towards sun, so we should leave that.
Okay.
And remember, this isn't the only time you can prune. You can prune all year if you want. If you go back and say, this isn't working out. Like, this is a little bit of a risk, but I mean, I could go like that, and that's probably smarter. That's a little skinny. You could. Sometimes I have to say to my crew, okay, we're moving on. Because
Stop.
You can, yeah, stop. You can just go forever.
All right, thank you.
So this is the paniculata, and it is, hello Trigger, thank you for helping me. It is very mature. We're going to take, rule of thumb is you can take on any living plant, you can easily take a third away. And sometimes you want to go in steps. For instance, I didn't know I didn't want that there, and now it's pretty obvious. I'm taking, again, all the skinnies away, all the ones where if they had a flower, the flower would either flop or we wouldn't be able to see the flower because it's too low. We have a couple of low things down here, handy little knife, that have been pruned poorly. I hope it wasn't LH Gardens, but I can't promise you that it wasn't. But this was never really supposed to be there, right? Because it was just a little stub.
A dead stuff.
A dead stub. So I'm going right above a node. And I'm probably going to leave it a little taller in the middle. Anytime I come across a skinny, I'm going to take that whole skinny away. I just couldn't reach it right now, so I'm waiting.
So out
This-
from the node, there'll be leaves and flowers.
Exactly. Oh, Colleen had a great question. She's frustrated, as we all are right now, with our pot space. This is just sort of a yucky time of year in terms of containers. But look at that. I mean, if you didn't mind,
This afternoon.
there's not much in the, there's ivy.
I know. We keep it because it looks cool.
Oh, I hate that stuff. Anyway, you could do a big
Every
hand.
single tree in the property.
Yeah, I hate this stuff. You could just cut all these and stick them in your pots for a few weeks, for a week or two. That's what I do. If I have a client who wants to spring for plants in their winter pots, that's great. But if they don't, I sort of don't ask if they have something like this on their property. I'm like, guess what? We're not leaving this empty. This is a total crosser here. Look at this. This is really wedged in there. The whole thing has to go.
Look at it, this one, way down here.
We almost want to cut it. In November.
This
and
is
I
an
would have
Annabelle.
done. So
Well, I knew we were doing a pruning workshop.
there you go. No, I mean, it's not a big deal. I'm keeping all of these that are thicker than a pencil. This one would never support a flower, so it goes. Gone. I mean, it'll grow back. These guys, flowers are going to be on the ground. They go. Oh, and also you can do your snap, crackle, pop. If you run your hands through something and it falls right off, then it's no good, of course. I have some Annabelles in the shade that I take down to probably 2 or 3 feet because I'm trying to get them to grow over something. But like I said, the ones in the front basically to the ground, 2 inches maybe. These go. Annabelle is the arborescens, so like the
And is that one next to it? Did that just pop up? Is that what you're saying? Like the one right in front of your feet? The little bush right there?
this that
Yeah.
guy.
Like, is that?
Oh, this guy, yes.
So that's
this
a-
is a great example of the layering. This was probably what was planted. How many years ago? 4 or 5?
4.
Yeah. And this was it just got happy. And this, if you wanted a new Annabelle, first of all, you could just dig that out because you know that could be planted someplace else.
Plants, guys.
Or exactly. Or you could layer. I'm cutting a lot of this leaning stuff because it's never going to do us any good. I'm cutting way back. Or you could just, if you wanted to take the leaning guy, you could just put a big heavy rock on him and throw some of this beautiful compost on top of him, and he will develop new roots, and you got a brand new plant. So notice how I'm.
Let's look at that again.
Okay, so for
If you
instance, this.
listen to this, is so cool. I love it.
If this were alive, and it's not, but if it were, and it had the ability to go to the ground, I would just go, oh, this is so cool. Let me find a stone, or not. The stone, this particular one is going to stay underground, but the stone would remind me, oh, you're trying to layer a new plant here, idiot. Don't move this. Don't clip it. And then once a year later, when you see it's doing fine, then you just, you cut here, right? Your new
So what do you
roots are
mean
here.
this one's dead? It's not going to happen. You got to do it when it's in its growing season?
No, this just happens to be
Oh,
it.
got it.
Yeah.
So there's a whole plant behind it that happened to.
Yeah. Annabelles are wanderers. Your paniculatas are not, they're much neater, but Annabelles do like to wander. And you'll get 3 plants out of that, like, come see my yard. Oh my God, I have so many.
Somehow in the dead of winter, the sticks were looking good to me.
And if, like I said, it's you do you. If you like it.
They still have the blooms on them. I think we've had a lot of wind and they all bloom.
This is a leaner this way. Why do you think it's leaning this way?
Sun.
These guys, they get so big. It's a great garden plan, but like all garden plans, it's not going to be great forever. So that's why you have to go hard on these.
Yeah.